So that happened. Welcome back to the Green Means Go channel. It's your host, me, and today I'm here with a quick announcement that this will be my last primetime breakdown of the year, I think. So here's what I'm thinking. I've done this for 6 weeks now, and I've decided that, one, it's a lot of work to put out 3 different videos and then rely on people to have the time to watch all 3 or one of the 3. I noticed that the Sunday night videos don't get a lot of attention because I think people are watching football on Saturday and Sunday. So why are they going to come to my YouTube channel? And I don't blame them. So going forward, I am going to try to do 1 video a week and break down every game, similar to my Dinger Tuesday videos that I did where I gave you matchups to watch and different pieces of analysis. So that's what we're going to do moving forward. So if you guys are interested in that, which I hope you are, subscribe now so you don't miss those videos, but I'll still do my rankings at the end of each week, etc., etc. So we did have a wild week in the NFL, a lot of upsets, and I've just come to the point where I've decided that defense matters in this league, and it's defense above all. We see the Browns and the Jets get it done both because their defenses were able to contain 2 pretty talented offenses. So moving forward, that's where I'm focusing my attention because it seems to be a trend that we can maybe capitalize on. Tonight's game should be no different, and let me tell you why. So tonight we have the Chargers, who are underperforming. They're kind of under the radar a little bit. I don't know if the Chiefs just dominate the West, and so no one cares about the Chargers. I thought the Chargers would win this division. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case right now, but I think this bye week is going to help them get healthy. And then we have the Cowboys, who some weeks look fantastic, Super Bowl contenders, and other weeks look like they belong in the XFL. So this game is going to be played in Los Angeles at one of the most expensive stadiums, if not the most expensive stadium in the league. They share it with the Rams. The Rams got it done yesterday. Will the Chargers be able to follow suit today? Look at the season, and again, like I said, with these Cowboys, it's a blowout win. It's a solid win, and then they have a loss to one of the worst teams. Then they blow out New England at home, and then they lose on the road at San Francisco. And what I'm kind of identifying here is that they are good at home. They put 30 up on New York, which is a solid defense, and they put 38 up on New England, which isn't the worst defense in the league. So I don't know how they play away from home. And then I say that, and I look at the Giants, and then I can't figure this team out. Bottom line. But I do have a feeling about tonight's game, which we will get to. As for the Chargers, they're scoring a ton of points. 34. They lose to the Titans on the road. Minnesota they beat barely, and they beat the Raiders barely. Then they get a bye week last week, which I think is a tremendous time for this team to get a bye week. They can kind of reassess. They're 500 right now. Eckler's going to come back tonight from his injury. So, let's talk about this game tonight. Before we do that, the numbers are slight favorite for the Cowboys, which shocks me a little bit. It tells me that maybe people are not overreacting to their loss against the Niners last week. But the over-under, guys, 51, I think, is way too high. Now, you look at the Chargers game logs and you say they've hit 51 in almost every game. I realize that, but I think this game operates much differently, and I will tell you why right now. So, yeah, I'm coming in well below that total. It's 2 touchdowns below that total. I have this as a 21-17 win for the Cowboys. Well, the Cowboys are on the road. That can't happen. I hear you, okay? So here's what it comes down to. We'll start with the Cowboys. The Cowboys have a pretty poor rush defense, but a really solid pass defense. So I think that's an interesting matchup tonight with the Chargers, who have a great passing offense, but have the ability to hopefully control the ground game with Austin Eckler. So I think having Eckler back for the Chargers is massive, and I think the Chargers have a game plan tonight because they sat here and they watched. They have perfect film on how to beat the Cowboys. They can look at the Arizona game, and they can look at the 49ers game last week. However, okay, I say all of that, and then I go back to what happened this week in the NFL. We saw defense win, and this Chargers defense is not good, and I think Dak and his weapons are going to be able to manipulate this defense in a way that we've seen Aiden O'Connell do it. Okay, that's who played the first week. The way we see Tua do it, the way we saw Kirk Cousins do it, the way we saw Ryan Tannehill do it. Dak Prescott is better than half of those quarterbacks. So I think the Chargers lose this game because Dak is able to bounce back, come in, and play well under the lights, which maybe is not something we see Dak do too often. So I think this is a offense that can manipulate a Chargers defense, and the Chargers are not going to be able to, if they fall behind, keep up, because I do expect the Cowboys defense to show up tonight and defend that pass well. So that is what I have for tonight. Could be wrong, but looking at my bets, here's how I'm using my 50% parlay boost. I like Dak to throw for 250 yards. Again, no matter what happens in this game script-wise, I do think that is a realistic total for him, especially after last week, guys. He's going to want to get going. He sat in the fourth quarter. It was so bad. So, yeah, I think he'll be ready to play tonight. Again, I think that under 51.5 is too high. 51.5 is at other books. Okay, FanDuel only had it 50.5. I took 50.5. I'm fine with that. I think it's well below this total anyway. So I like the under there. And again, I think they get Eckler going. I think that is the one bright spot that this team has against this Cowboys defense. So give me Austin Eckler, 50 rushing yards. I love this price, 10-1 for these three things. This is fantastic, fantastic spot. Another thing I'll add is, let's say Dak comes out slinging, and midway through the third, he's got 250. Let's say Eckler already has, 75 rushing yards, and we have a live line at 50.5. I am not against hedging out. Okay, I know people are going to say you lost your value, you sacrificed your value, you're making a poor decision in the long term. That's fine. Okay, the short term, to me, seeing small wins add up is more important than my value long term, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that, and that's fine. So, if I have a spot to maybe secure 30, 40 bucks by taking an over 50.5, or maybe it's like an over 48, I get a middle shot, I will probably do that. Your choice. You don't have to follow suit there. As for first touchdown scores tonight, the data says that we go with the Chargers. The Chargers have scored first in every game this year, but I think, again, their passing defense is too weak, and I think that comes out hot, comes out fast. So I like passing touchdowns for Dallas here. So give me CeeDee Lamb. If you don't have points bet, he's 10-1 on FanDuel. Give me Jake Ferguson. If you don't have points bet, he's 17-1 on FanDuel. Give me Michael Gallup at 20-1. Way too generous, in my opinion, at that 20-1 number. So these would be the three guys that I would play for my first touchdown scorer picks. As always, guys, thank you for stopping by. This pumpkin spice smells amazing, but it's about halfway out. And I said we weren't getting a new candle till 1,000 subscribers. We're not even at 600. So try to run that up for me. I appreciate it. And be on the lookout for my rankings video this week and a change of events, a full breakdown of all the NFL slate. We'll see you next time.